Inside PressBox is presented by Live Casino and Hotel. Always live, always on. Glen Burnie Transmissions provides factory remanufactured transmissions for hundreds less than the dealer. Suspect you have a transmission issue? Stop by for a complimentary road test and scan. You can easily get an estimate on your transmission repair by going to their website, gbt-online.com, or call 410-766-8500.
With Loop League, fantasy players can link together events from across the sports landscape into one comprehensive fantasy pool. Pick from dozens of events and play against your friends. Combine events like the PGA Tour, NFL playoffs, or NCAA football. To register, visit loopleague.com.
Looking for a great deal on clothing or hard-to-find collectibles? Goodwill has it all with low prices on thousands of items. Their inventory changes daily, so you never know what you're going to find. Visit GiveToGoodwill.org.
And welcome back into the show. Earlier this month, Johns Hopkins football went where no other Blue Jays team had ever gone before, to the NCAA semifinals for the first time. Let's welcome in this year's D3Football.com National Coach of the Year. It's Blue Jays head football coach Jim Margraff. Congratulations.
Thanks, Gary.
And welcome in.
Thanks for coming in, Jim.
And I'm not wrong when I say this. I'm going to say it seems like after every season we have you on to discuss another great season. I know that's true. But this one truly is a record breaker for Johns Hopkins football.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
You always do.
We seem to always have him on also just as he's planning a trip.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
Last year was Spain, and now where are you heading?
I head to San Diego for a couple days and warm up.
Sounds good. But the question is, though, was this more special for you as well?
You know, they're all special. We've been on a great run. We've won 10 consecutive Centennial Conference championships. But there's 250 teams in Division III, and the finish in the Final Four was really special. Our guys have been pushing towards that for years. We've come up against some great teams in the second and third round of the playoffs, but to get to the semifinals this year was just outstanding.
You know, we know Rob Ambrose pretty well over there at Towson, and his team had a good couple year run 3-4 years ago, and they were back in it this year. Sure. But there's teams like South Dakota State that are so far and above where we are, where Towson is. Do you find at your level that there are schools that you can't get by because you're knocking at the door, it's seemingly over the last 10 years, every year?
Yeah, the teams that played in the finals this year are Mount Union, which has 13 or 14 national championships, and they've won 29 straight conference championships, and Mary Hardin Baylor out in Texas. And those two are a little bit different than everyone else. But the fact that we stood toe-to-toe with Mount Union, we lost 28-20 in a very good game out at their place. I was really proud of our guys this year.
You know, Jim, I want to take you back. I don't know if it's going to hurt or not, but I want to take you back to that game against Mount Union. Within the game, football is such an emotional sport, and it could change on a dime because of one play. In that game, you guys in the middle of the third quarter were losing by 15 points, and they were driving, and they were threatening to basically blow it out at that point. A couple of big turnovers for you guys, and you were right back in the game, and then you were driving for the tying score. Your quarterback got picked off, returned 56 yards for a touchdown, and that basically was it. My question to you is, describe your emotions during that game, the semifinal game, again, a place where Hopkins and you had never been before.
It's a highly emotional game, but quite honestly, I think when you can keep your head when those times are coming, you're in great shape. So we did throw a pick six for a touchdown, but got the ball back. Our second-string quarterback came in because David got hurt, and in 3 plays had us in the end zone. We're 28-20, kicking an onside kick with a minute left to hopefully tie the score. And so again, our guys are going to do much bigger things than football when they graduate from Johns Hopkins. I tell them precious for surgeons and soldiers, not for football players. This is fun. So in those situations, I think you got to relax, take a breath, and embrace it. I mean, where else would you want to be at that point?
Absolutely.
PressBox has just come out with our Best of Baltimore Sports issue, and your quarterback, David Tamaro, was named the best male college athlete this year. Talk a little bit about what makes him so special.
Yeah, he really had a terrific year, and he started last year as a sophomore, sort of unexpectedly. He just won the job in preseason camp. We threw him into the first game thinking maybe he'll throw 13 or 14 times. I think we threw 55 times that game and put the entire thing on his back and won away at Washington and Lee. So since then, he's sort of grabbed hold of the offense. He's a terrific leader, a hard worker, and he's got guys behind him who work very hard too. So, competition's a great part of our program, but David's just been outstanding. He's got a very good arm, terrific accuracy, and he's an excellent decision maker for this level.
Well, and he's not the only one. I'm not going to compare your big three necessarily to Aikman, Smith, and Irvin just yet. However, Tamero, Walters, and McFadden, your running back and your receiver, were very nice complements to the quarterback.
Yeah, Stewart was a terrific running back, but really we used a stable of guys. Tyler Messinger, who was also a senior, had a great year and a tremendous game, ran for over 200 yards versus Frostburg in the second round of the playoffs. And Luke McFadden, he's actually gotten some looks from the NFL, which is very rare at our level.
Wow.
But he's that good. He's got great body control. He's got good height, runs terrific routes, and just a super player and a terrific person.
We've only got about 35 seconds. You and I were talking before coming on air that teams, because I'm pointing to the Ravens, offensive teams, the linemen really love to get after it. Is that fueling this success by the Ravens? And I know you don't see the games.
I don't see much pro football,
Yeah,
but I would say this, just speaking about offensive linemen, when you pass set, you set up it and you've got to react to a defense. When it's run game, you take it to them. So I think a lot of the offensive linemen love the run game stuff. So although I haven't seen a lot of the Ravens this year, I'm sure just with the extra run in there, those guys are having a great time.
I bet they are. And you are having a pretty good time.
Thank you
Try
so
and
much,
win some
man.
games next year.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for coming in. After the break, Gary and I assess the NFL playoff picture. Crosstalk is next, so keep it here for more Inside PressBox.
And PressBoxOnline.com is your resource for all things fantasy football. Our fantasy expert Ken Zala shares his advice every Sunday before the games on the Fantasy and Reality Football Show at Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. And it's all brought to you by Wise Markets.
The Ravens have the day off today, but don't forget to join Glenn Clark and the NFL Chick on Facebook Live next week during halftime and immediately following the Week 17 Ravens-Browns game to give and get opinions on the Ravens' performance. Project Game Day is live on Facebook/PressBoxSports and is presented by our friends at Glory Days Grill. Inside PressBox is presented by Live Casino and Hotel. Always live, always on.